Hey there everybody, High and Water here. Welcome to Total War Attila. Today I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what's been going on in the campaign that I started. Or not that I started, that I've been playing. It's around turn 66, I believe. And I'm playing with the Geats, who are one of the three Viking factions. They're the ones that start up here, furthest north. And yeah, see, right now I'm currently in the process of taking Uberzis from the Alamans. So it's been the culmination. This is sort of the culmination of a long and obnoxious war that's been going on that I did not start. So let's try to explain what's happened so far. So obviously I started with the one city way up here, and then I came down, and Rugion over here had been desolated. And just in case you don't know, in Attila you can now raise cities. Like when you attack a city, you know, you used to be able to occupy, loot and occupy, just sack it, whatever. Now you can actually raise the city, which means that when you attack the city, invade it, you raise it, and it actually destroys the city, and it does this amazing animation where the entire province goes up in flames, starting out from the city. It starts around here and then just goes out in waves on flames around through the entire territory, and it leaves cities like this. See, these two territories right here are desolate. That means that somebody has attacked those cities and destroyed them. So when that happens, anybody can just walk in. Oh look, there's another one over there too. I might go over there. Anybody can just walk in with an army, and as long as you have enough money, which is usually, I think it's depending on the size of the city, or I'm not really sure exactly what the variables are, but as long as you have at least, I think it's like, when I got Rugion it was 12,000. I think Regalia was also raised when I got it, and it was like 11,000. So, you know, it's probably between 10 and 15,000 for whatever size city that was there before, or it's probably based on the population. But anyway, getting off topic. So I came down here, I re-established the city of Rugion after it had been destroyed, and then the folks that had been over here, I can't even remember what they're called now, because it's been like probably 30 turns since I destroyed them. They attacked me, and I destroyed them, and obviously I took control of their cities. Then, this might be easier to show you from the strategic overview. Then the Venetians over here declared war on me, and they have a military alliance with the Antians. So these two declared war on me, and then at the same time the Longobards, who are now a horde all the way over here, they were in control of these two settlements, and in Germania, and they attacked me as well. So they actually came up and raised Rugion again. And so it was desolate, and then I believe it's the Danes, yes, the Danes, who are my allies, came in and re-established that city before I could raise enough money to get it back myself. So I did lose control over Gothiscanza, which was a little bit unfortunate, but I'm about to make up for it. Well, I made up for it by destroying the Longobards. That was actually difficult because wrong button. The Longobards, like I said, they had Regalia and Lufurdum, and they attacked me. They declared war on me, and then for some reason, I honestly have no idea why, the Alamans declared war on me as well. And let me clarify that I don't have any idea why or how or what caused, or sorry, I don't even remember being declared war on by the Alamans. So that was interesting. One day I just woke up, or one turn I just got up, and there they were besieging my city, and I was just like, okay, when were we at war? So now, you know, I've dealt with the Longobards. There were about, just like 2 turns ago, there were 2 Longobard hordes right here in Lupfurdum, and there were also 2 Alaman armies, and this was one of them right here, the Children of the Oak. There were 2 armies raiding Regalia, and I managed to bring down an army that was supporting Rugion because it was under attack, get it down here just in time, drove off the Longobards, drove off the Alamans from Regalia, and now I'm besieging them. I was a little concerned about the Markomans over here, because they do have a defensive alliance with the Alamans, but because I was already at war with the Alamans, or actually because they had declared war on me, the Markomans haven't declared war on me yet, so or the defensive alliance didn't come into effect. But yeah, so that's sort of what's been going on right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 territories, so it's going okay. One of the things that's pretty different about this game compared to previous titles, especially Rome 2, is that your rate of expansion is severely limited. And what I mean by that is that, you know, in Rome 2, in Shogun 2, and really all of the games that came before this one, you could just, as long as you could support your army, basically, you could just go conquer city after city after city after city, and you know, take over 10 cities, 10 territories in 10 turns. Now, that's not really a possibility, because you actually have to focus time and resources on ensuring that your territory is secure. The public order stuff is a little bit more difficult than it used to be. It's a little bit more difficult, but at the same time it makes a little bit more sense. That probably didn't make any sense whatsoever, funnily enough, but essentially, you know, public order is a lot more important now than it was before, and it's also a lot more difficult to keep up, to keep positive. As you can, let's go up here. As you can see, even in my capital, in my first city, which has not seen any warfare whatsoever, I have negative public order. And now that sanitation is a separate category from public order, which is really, really nice, it doesn't have as much of an effect. So I mean, it still does affect public order a little bit, but and you can see the sanitation by that little red well there. So I'm actually negative, and I'm trying to fix that by building the stores here. But yeah, basically now, if you're not taking good, solid care of each province, each territory individually, and keeping armies in them, your public order is going to plummet. You basically need to have a military presence in each territory. There's a little bit of a frame drop there, probably because I'm zoomed in so low. But actually, speaking of frame drops, performance of this game is excellent so far. I've had a few minor issues with crashing and stuff, or at least with freezing. But as long as I don't touch anything, the game will recover from the freeze. If the game my recommendation, if the game freezes on you, is don't touch anything. Like, don't click on the mouse, don't click on your keyboard or anything, because that might aggravate it. That sounds really weird, but yeah, you know, let it give it like 10 seconds and it'll probably continue on its own. But again, those are minor issues. I've only experienced them a few times. One of the things that I'm loving about this game is the return of the family tree. Now, in Rome 2, they removed the family tree. To great disappointment by the majority of Total War fans, because if any Total War game made sense to have a family tree and faction politics and stuff, it was Rome 2. But they replaced the family tree with the old version of faction politics, which was honestly underwhelming and not very good. I mean, it was definitely an interesting system, and it was a nice, refreshing change, but they still should have kept the family tree. Now, they actually have both. So, what you can see here is my family tree, which is growing rather large. There's no way for me to zoom out, which is a little bit irritating, because I can't actually see the whole family. But, so these red lines right here are illegitimate children, which is something that happens quite often, as you can tell. It depends on the attributes of your characters, of your family members. And then these yellow lines are adopted children. So you can adopt children from the other nobles and the candidates. Or, I'm not sure about the candidates, but definitely from the other nobles. And, yeah, and then over here on the right side of the screen, you can see these offices. So you can put anybody, well, almost anybody in your faction tree into these offices. There are requirements for each one. For example, the companion, you need to be 18 years old, rank 1, and you need like 20 influence, which is, so you just click on a random dude. So you can see my High King has 324 influence. However, the High King cannot be in the offices. Hydric here, my Warlord, has 28 influence. 9, you know, each one, their judge costs 21 influence. So that's a good way of keeping your factions, your family members' loyalty up. As you can see that is also a separate category as well. Now in this game as well is that each commander, each general, each character has their own individual loyalty, and if they are in charge of an army with a loyalty of 2 or less, there's a strong chance that they will rebel and take that army with them. So it's very important to try to keep the loyalty up, to keep your character's loyalty up. And you can do this through, like say, let's select my king. You can see that there's all these different options here: secure loyalty, adopt. Adoption helps with increasing loyalty. But you can see it also decreases that of your current adult sons. You can divorce, gather support. There's a lot of different options here. I can even assassinate this character. I wouldn't do that unless they were causing me a lot of problems, obviously, but I like this as 34-year-old guy adopting a 50-year-old. But yeah. So that's the faction politics. Oh, and you can also assign governors to regions through here that are separate from your generals, and that's kind of nice. They provide bonuses. This is the summary screen. You can start a migration, and migrating abandons all settlements in your kingdom and turns your armies into hordes. So basically, if I clicked that button, all 5 of my cities would be razed, and then every army that I had would become a horde. And hordes now actually can build stuff and train armies, train units, and build upgrades to the horde and stuff like that. So it's a really good fleshed out system, and it's really cool. I strongly recommend playing a horde faction at some point. But yeah, this has been a really fun game so far. I was very skeptical at first of Attila. I thought it was just going to be Rome 2.0, or I guess 2.5. and a friend of mine had been playing it extensively for the first week or so, and was just like, you should get it because it's really good and it's actually quite different. And definitely there is a lot of difference. There are a lot of changes from Rome 2 to Attila, and they can only really be seen by playing the game. A lot of it is really minor stuff, but it makes a huge lot of difference. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna do one of these updates every once in a while, maybe. I don't want to commit to doing something, but I hope to sort of update you on how this campaign is going every once in a while, every few days, maybe once a week or something. And I will show off a couple of the battles and stuff sometime soon. For right now, I'm gonna say goodbye, and then I'm gonna go invade this city. Have a good one, guys. Hope you enjoy it.